Hey, my name is Mike Ebert, and here's kind of God's story in my life, how He just changed my life. So growing up, I grew in a church-going family. I also went to a Christian school growing up in middle school, and we always had to go to church on Sundays. And when I went there, I didn't really understand like why I had to go to church. I got really bored in church, and I kind of went because I had to go, and my school required I had to go to church to play sports, so that's why I also went. Then kind of flash forwarding to high school, I still went to church and stuff to kind of be that good kid, but my identity was more in my image, my looks, how like I was looked at by women, how I was kind of perceived by my friends, and even like my sports as well. It was a very big part of my life. So I was just doing that all through high school, and I thought life was going great. And then my junior year, I found out that my mom and dad were getting divorced. And that just really impacted me a lot. I kind of really broke down and asked God, why? Why would you do this to me? What did I do to deserve this? So from there, I kind of decided just to start living for me and me only. And that's where a lot of my pride, my self-image, my selfishness, my lusting after girls, my partying, my using drugs really started to kick up. But I was still going to church on Sundays so I could be viewed as a good kid. But I was starting to go less and less as high school went on. So yeah, that was kind of me. And then about a few months before graduation, I got caught drinking at a party, and I was just really upset about it because growing up, my family, a lot of my siblings didn't really get caught drinking, and I was kind of just disappointed more in that and not in the actual getting caught part. And then I went to college. So I came to college wanting to become like the big man on campus. So I was really more focused on me, and I wanted to party, do things like go to parties, have sex, but still do well in school, be athletic, and all these things. So I went out, and next weekend I got caught again drinking, and I just was starting to wonder, like, something ain't right. Like, how come I'm going out so much and getting caught? Like, this doesn't make any sense to me. I wasn't being satisfied by it. But down the hall, my friend, Mike, he had a brother named Tyler, who he introduced me to me. So we met at the rec center, and that's where I first heard Christian rap. And he also told me about Cru, and the first night I went to Cru, I instantly loved it. It was something different than back home. But on the weekends, I was still going out, still trying to find where my satisfaction was. And then I heard about this retreat coming up. It was in the fall, and I wasn't planning on going, but my friends really pushed me to go, so I decided to go. And that first night there, I didn't like it at all. It was cold out, it was raining, like I didn't know anyone there. I was just thinking to myself, like, why did I waste all this money coming here? The next day we had our morning worship team, and right after that we had a quiet time, or kind of a time to spend with the Lord. And I had no idea what a quiet time was. I never had a quiet time in my life. And I asked Tyler, like, hey, can I come join you? He's like, yeah, for sure, man. And so he gave me some verses to read, and the verses that really impacted me was Matthew 18:10, which talks about a sheep that was lost and astray, and a shepherd left all the sheep that were protected to go find this one sheep. And that's where I really broke down and realized that I was that sheep who was lost and astray because of my sin, because of my selfishness. But God didn't give up on me. He never gave up on me, and He came and found me and brought me back. And that's where I realized that He does love me. And that night, I gave my life to Christ, and I realized that my true satisfaction was not in myself, but only in Him. say to the Lord, just maybe just realize that I don't have to live for me and have to be satisfied, because I can't. That He is the only one for me because of His Son who died on the cross for us. And I still don't understand it, but it's just so joyous, and my hope is found in Him alone. And He's given me many opportunities to go share the story of the gospel to those in like Panama City and even Juneau, Alaska. And if you were to ask me back in freshman year if I were to do that, I would have laughed at you. But yeah, I'm not going to say being a Christian is always easy. I do struggle with a lot of my sins and my selfishness and my pride. But my hope is found in Him alone, and He has forgiven all my sins. And I can only find my satisfaction in Him alone. So yeah, that's my story.